Joining us now is Newsweek columnist Marc Schulman. So, Marc, I mean, how much political damage do you think Trump could face if he continues to avoid releasing the Epstein files?
It will probably eventually blow over, but I think what we fail to understand, because it's really hard to understand this, is that this whole question of the conspiracy relating to Epstein is part of this larger issue of conspiracies that, to a very large extent, some percentage of the Trump base supported all along, and Trump ran on, was that there's this cabal running the government, the secret government that's making all these decisions, and they're keeping it from you. And so what happened to Epstein, that's a secret that Epstein was busy doing, and who knows who was involved. And no doubt maybe the Jews, or who knows, Epstein's Jewish. But it was beyond that. It goes back to the Clinton and Pizzagate, and the whole issue of childhood pornography and childhood all of the terrible things they're doing by children in the basement of this pizza parlor. It's part of this whole philosophy, or the whole thing that's at least 10 to 20% of the Trump's base supporters all believe in it, and they believe in it very, very strongly. And here Trump came into office. He was going to clean out. He was going to bring everything to the forefront. And okay, he brought up the JFK files to some extent, and he brought up Martin Luther King, but those are things, who cares about that? That was ages ago. Epstein was 20 years ago, and of course there's the belief that maybe Clinton is in these files, so who knows who else is in them. And so this is very real and very immediate. So the fact that he's pushed away, said it's not that important, this goes against the very base of what so many of his supporters believe in, which, for most of us, it's hard to believe, and it's just another one of those small Washington scandals, but to them it's very, very important. And he really is losing some support.
Could the White House legally justify withholding the Epstein documents, or is this a purely strategic delay?
They don't have to lose. Oh, well, let's rephrase that. You say, can they legally not? They don't have to release anything. There's no reason to release anything legally. The case is closed. The man committed suicide. His co-conspirator, Maxwell, is in jail. All done. This is not a question of legality. It's more of a question of the political needs. This is a political need to try to delay it as much as possible. Hope some other thing will take its place. I mean, Trump has tried to change the topic, first talking about Obama being responsible for treason. We should indict and try Obama for treason. Then he remembered, oh, wait a second, the Supreme Court gave me immunity, which means it also gave Obama immunity even if he did something. So now we changed him a bit. Kamala Harris, well, she wasn't president, so she could possibly be responsible. Probably vice president also has immunity, but I don't know, based on the Supreme Court decision. So he's going to try to change the subject matter as much as he can. And so far it hasn't really worked, because nothing else has really stuck. So look, part of this story is something else altogether, which we're not taking into account. The day that President Trump became president, he became a lame duck president. He's not going to run again. I mean, forget all the talk about he's going to run again. He's not going to violate the Constitution and stay in office. So he's not going to run again, which means he's a lame duck president. He's done a tremendous amount of activity, good, bad, and indifferent, to show how much power he has and to show that he can still wield power even though he's a lame duck. But as every day goes by, he gets closer and closer to being a real lame duck. And certainly after the next congressional elections, he really will be a lame duck president. Right. So as he becomes a lame duck president, some of those people back in the back of the MAGA movement are saying, now is my time to move forward. One of the ways I can move forward is by attacking the king being, of course, President Trump. So I think we'll see more nipping at his heels, so to speak, more criticism than we would have seen previously. And if it continues, it will grow. Of course, some other major subject can come by. We never know.
All right. Marc Schulman, thank you for joining us with that insight.